Hey, look, it's me. We haven't talked in a little while. Let me close the door. I had a lot happen. Like I said, it's been a little while. I dropped out of school. Second time. I dropped out of college twice. First college and first grad school. If past history is a indicator of what's to come, I'll do amazing in my next one or two grad schools. Shooting for one because I spent a lot of money on one that I got nothing out of. Easter happened. This video is partially gonna be shot on Easter because it's gonna deal with some of that. Yeah, aside from that, I feel like I'm failing at the superhero stuff just because I haven't been able to find all the sponsors I need to. Doesn't help that we're in the middle, or not middle, but we're nearing the end of a pandemic, and businesses are sometimes still trying to come up with money to pay their bills. Aside from that, I don't know. Kids go back to school on Thursday, their first day back from spring break. We will have oh so much fun with that. So I was having a problem with the videos. Not a problem, but I think part of the reason I kind of slacked on making them was once I took feedback about, just writing one thing down and whatnot. I took that and I tried to make videos that focused just on one thing. And I think my videos kind of showed that it looked at, XYZ, or it focused on XYZ, and not that I necessarily got off on rants, but these people, in a way, I kind of would, but I found the videos themselves to be a little better when I can talk freely like that. So I think I'm going to go back to just kind of freestyling it, and maybe my videos be a little shorter, a little less organized, but I felt like those were the videos that helped me the most. And so that's kind of where, I'm looking at going back to them and doing that style of video. I bought monitors for my work computers, and I didn't think about the fact that I only have one plug-in for the laptop, so I figured out a solution to make dual monitors work on a laptop with one HDMI port. I bought a splitter. It doesn't work. It just shows the same video on two very large screens. So that's fun. The content of the video. So this video, I wanted to talk about religion, because, as I said, I was gonna do this one on Easter, and perfect. I love the fact that I get to work with engineers. It makes me feel important, even though I know I'm not. But we're going to talk about religion, and I'm going to describe how I got to be where I am today. And it's not meant to be rude to anyone or anything like this. I'm not going to put religion down. Just my take on things is what this is going to be. Yeah, so I guess to start, when I first remember religion would have been Germany. I was baptized in Germany, and I had to put on like a raincoat behind the curtain thing and go and get in this pool of water where you stand there and the guy kind of talks about a couple things, and I don't remember the conversation or anything like that, but yeah, eventually they dunk you underwater. I was baptized there, and then I was actually baptized again when we came to the United States at my great-grandmother's church. I don't remember that one like I do the other one, but from what I've been told, it's one of those, I think they're Southern Baptists, or was, I don't know. But they sprinkle the water on your head, and that's how I was baptized in the United States. This monitor thing's messing me up. So yeah, I was baptized in the United States. I went to, my parents are, as far as I know, non-religious. I went to church most of my life on my own, either walking or rides. What the heck? I did that, and then I don't really remember. I went to church a little bit with family members, or people that aren't really family members, but you know, grew up as they were part of our family. And I remember hating that. I think I hated going. I didn't really have a resentment for religion at that time. I do remember one time someone talked me into sneaking out, and we went in the woods, and I got my church shoes all muddy, and I remember I was going to be in so much trouble. I don't remember what came out of it, but I remember getting muddy instead of being in church. But my parents didn't go. We rode with someone else. And then when I was a little older, I went to church with some people that went to church, some people I know. They worked at the church, blah, blah, blah. And I did that, and that's pretty much where my story in a way kind of ends. Because when I was there, let's see, I would have left there at 7th grade, end of 7th grade, 8th grade. So I would have been by the age of an 8th grader or 9th grader, whatever that is. I just remember I started asking questions about different things about religion, and I remember I got told to just shut up. Stop asking questions. I just need to have faith. And that was one of the first things that really set me off to a journey without religion. Because, you know, I just had questions. You know, I remember some of them. Some of them are very, very, very stupid questions, but they are still questions. And when you're a young kid, in my opinion, them saying, you know, just shut up and have faith was the worst thing they could have said to me. Because at that point, I was no longer going to shut up and just have faith. Funny story besides that. So, a girl I went to school with, and I was friends with, I guess you could say. Yeah, something like that. Somewhere in there. She married a guy from the church, and they had a kid, and blah, 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 whatever, that was their life. Well, she then left him and married his dad, who was this girl and I's youth group leader, the one that him and his wife told me to shut up and just have faith. He's now married to a girl that I went to school with, and he is older than her parents, probably. Maybe not quite that, but yeah, that's... I don't know, I guess each person takes what they want in their faith separately, and they had no problem with that, so good for them, I guess. But, yeah, I moved in with my father in Rockford, and I actually kept going to church for a while. I had people driving me back and forth, and I go church twice a week, Tuesdays and Sundays. So yeah, I mean, if I can losing track here. So I was living with my dad, and I got a ride to church in Chenley Park from Rockford every week from a family member who I was kind of watching their kids. And at that point, I got to kind of change who I was, and like would wear nail polish every day of the week, and then when I was going to church, I would scrape the nail polish off as I was walking to the church from my mom's house, which was just right up the road. You know, because during every other day it was okay to wear black nail polish and combat boots and heavy metal band t-shirts and pants that just look retarded now. But boss messed me, threw me all off track. I hate that people can't do their job correctly. It's really not that hard. This person's been here forever. But yeah, I was doing that, going to church. Eventually, excuse me. You know, eventually, after asking questions, I walked away. And I went to church, I think, one time since then with Emily's family for her dad's birthday, and I got in trouble because trying to follow along, I got up to take communion or whatever they call it in the Catholic Church, and they hand you the wafer or whatever, and I just put it in my hand and walked away. So when we got out to the car, I showed Emily the wafer, and I yelled at, "You weren't supposed to do that." It's funny, but it's not funny. No one's asked me to go back to church since, though, so there's that. Too much projects going on at work. Can you go get a few point out? Yes. Sorry, I'm working. Forgot that I'm looking at stuff here. Wake up. Oh. Yeah, so that's kind of where church ended for me. There were some other activities that happened later in life that I want to say were church related, because they weren't church related, but were had experiences, which in a way kind of you look at, change your opinion based on those experiences. I don't know that I'd say that you find God necessarily in those experiences, but you can approach life from a different situation by having a different understanding of it, and that's something that I kind of went through. Without saying how, you have experiences that can open up your eyes in a way. And I went through that. I didn't find religion again. And I would say I found something closer to spirituality, not religion. Not something I currently practice, I would say, but I don't know. Because it's such a different situation. Trying to think how. I think one of the best ways I could sum it up would be the shirt that a friend made that said "Think Differently" and it had a picture of a mushroom on it. I don't know who that is. Pimped Pope. Okay. Yeah, so spiritual journeys out into the world, I guess you could say. Um, One thing I am looking forward to is going to the Mediterranean, the Vatican, stuff like that next year. Even though, I don't have the religious aspect, I still think that there's something magical about it. I kind of ran into that when we were in Puerto Rico, in one of the oldest churches in Puerto Rico. There's, I guess probably the easiest way to say it would be like a tranquility that you almost have, or I had, I should say, in a setting like that. I don't like you. So I'm looking forward to that. So aside from that, kind of talk about spiritual journeys, getting to where we think we need to be. For me, I don't know if I'll ever go back to religion. I can't say that I miss it. There's people that I care about a lot that it's an important part of their life, and I think for me it's just important to support them in that. Even though it's not a large important part of my life, I'm not going to be that militant guy. Even though I was told one time if I'm going to be an atheist, I have to be a militant atheist. And I don't think that is the case. Because I think that we should be allowed to be whoever we want to be. I can be nice to everyone. There's no reason that you have to give up being nice to someone because my religion doesn't agree with theirs. And we see that issue in other countries where they go to war over religion and beliefs. It's one thing that, for the most part, we are pretty good at here in this country is we don't have that. There is some degree of religious prosecution, I think, on all sides, because there's atheists that are militant, and there's Christians that are militant. But I do think we can all just survive together, appreciate one another, grow, live, learn on, move on, learn on. I don't know that we have to be angry at each other because we believe in different things. There's plenty of people out there that disagree with me, though. They'll say they're wrong. I mean, one thing that I see brought up is that when you're dying, you always pray to God. I can't say whether that's true or not, because I've never actually died. But I know, like, when my brother was in the hospital and they didn't think he was going to live, I didn't turn to God at that time. That was a rough time, too, because I turned to people I thought were my friends, and you learn real quick that people are not your friends. I had a manager at a restaurant I worked at that, claimed to be my friend and said they were going to be there, and then once I talked to him to meet, they blew me off. And yeah, I mean, that's what happened there. don't think you have to have religion to be a good person. I mean, I don't have religion. I like to believe that I'm a good person. I think I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I'm supposed to meet with the psychologist tomorrow. Don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I thought this was gonna take longer. It didn't. It's a good thing, I guess. Suppose. Well, you guys don't gotta listen to me ramble. All three of you, or whatever it is now. Yeah, with that, I will go away. I'll finish working. I'm gonna go beat Becca because she's a punk. Beat her up. Not gonna beat her up. Just gonna kick her around. Goodbye. Be nice.